What's up everybody, Krista here and welcome back to the channel. So we have been pretty slack. It's been a while since we actually posted any videos, especially of working on the day E30. It's been sitting in the shed feeling sorry for itself. So in the last video, you guys better remember we did some of the fab work, getting the hydraulic handbrake mounted up and everything like that. So I finally got around to bleeding everything up. I've literally just finished bleeding everything up now. It's nice and solid. Ended up just using like one of those little one-man brake bleed kits, but it's come up pretty good. I also got some El Cheapo, just I think they're like Good Rides or something. Just some 15s for the back, just to haze up really. Bought a few pairs of them just while they were cheap. So pretty much all we need to do before we can go for another little test drive is I want to have a go at bleeding the coolant system a bit better. So one of the things I noticed is it was like it had an airlock. Even when you cracked it open, it was still like it was always trying to push out air. It didn't seem like head gaskety, like it'd be sweet sometimes, but what I'm going to try and do is just drop the back of the car as low as I can and then jack the front up as high as I can and then just try and bleed the cooling system that way and see if it helps. It's pretty much just keen to try anything. The way the system is it should really work because it's a super simple system. Like I've just got the Griffin alloy radiator and just the overflow reservoir, and by eyeballing, like it should be the highest point anyway, or very close to, because I think the highest cooling jacket should be on the head down here, so theoretically it should be the highest point. But whether there's something about them, I do need a bit more homework on this, because I know I used to have to do that when it had the BMW M20 in there. I know that was a pain in the ass to get the airlocks out. I used to have to jack the front right up just to get the coolant to bleed through properly. So with it being a nice sunny day, we'll get stuck in and see how we go. I do also wonder, I've got this weird little shaped pipe here that goes from the radiator into the thermostat, and I wonder if it's getting airlock in here, which hopefully not, but we'll see. It's a bit of a weird sort of shape, but anyway I can make it work with the radiator that I had. Not keen on just buying new parts for the sake of, so I managed to make it work. So that might be part of the problem, I'm not sure. Okay guys, so she's all filled up with the usual squeeze, got a few more bubbles and stuff out of it. So we'll go for a start on it, have it idle away for a while, and then see how it seem pretty even. That's just the first time it's really got up to temperature with the heat wrap on the exhaust. guys, the engine mount bolts come loose. See the engine moving a bit. Not that there might be a slight header leak growing here too. Alrighty guys, so I think I might have found part of the problem of when I was spewing out water. This is only a 10 psi cap, and then I was looking on the interwebs, and for like LS conversions and stuff you need at least 16 psi. So at the moment that's started spewing out coolant, and we were only up to like not even 180 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to try and hunt down, see if the local parts store has a higher psi radiator cap. If they do, I'm going to shoot down there and grab it. Alright guys, so I just shot to the parts store down the road, and they had a 20 psi one. It's just like a Repco home brand, but should do. So we're gonna pretty much just try that again. We'll start it up and watch the temperature, see if it's gonna play ball and see what temperature it starts spewing out. Well, it shouldn't start spewing out really, but hopefully it works out a bit better. Sounds like there's a bit of a leak. I gave it my nip up. Sweet guys, so it actually worked much better with that high pressure radiator cap. So that whole time sitting with the fan on idling and everything up to temperature, it pretty much hovered exactly on 180 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's pretty much perfect. I wouldn't mind doing a bit more of a load test on it, maybe a quick rip down the road, or even just jack the back up, give the new Handbrake a try and load it up a bit. See if that will bring the temperature up a bit, but we'll see. I'd rather go for a quick lap down the private road, so we'll see. But first up, what I want to do is just tighten up that engine mount bolt that seems to have come loose. Maybe do a bolt check on the top end of the engine mounts. And then I also just want to double check there's oil in the diff, because that's a different diff that I've put in. That's the 3.64 medium case LSD that I've put in there to replace the 4.4 small case. Maybe a quick little shed skid or something just to load up the motor, you know, for science purposes. Moly, that's fun. Might have to pop to the shop and get some more gear oil. Righty, I just shot to the shop and got some more. So now that I know that's sweet, the gearbox oil should still be sweet because nothing's leaked out and anything since we last worked on that. What I might do is start it up, run it up temperature again, and just have a feel of that handbrake, see how that feels, because I haven't actually even tried it or used it or anything yet, so we'll see if it actually works. handbrake feels super nice and tight and responsive, like it hardly moves and it locks up. So hopefully it's like that when I'm actually using it at the track. Man, I love the way this thing sounds. Gets so dusty in the shed though. Yeah. Doesn't help him doing heaps of renovation work, so there's heaps of sawdust floating around in there. I think this is actually the first time it's been outside since I finished the dimple dyed gussets and stuff. So I might give it a bit of a, chuck the bonnet on and the boot on, give it a bit of a hose off, get the dust off before we put it back in the shed. One times car wash complete. Alrighty guys, so what I'm thinking I was just gonna pretty much just go for a quick run down the driveway and back just to make sure everything sounds alright with the diff and axle that I put in. Pretty much just to check it's all sweet. Seems sweet, everything's staying in the temperature sweet. I won't give it too much, but I don't know if you guys will be able to hear me talking or not because it's quite loud in here. Definitely feels better. There's something a bit noisy in the gearbox. Like in neutral, it's like a bit of a clanking. I just noticed it dropped back down to 12.5 volts then. Make sure we haven't spat the belt off or something. Oh, well, so that was a pretty successful little drive. Just as I pulled in the driveway though, the charge light flicked on and off a couple of times. It was like the fuel pump surged, and then I noticed it dropped to 12 volts on the voltmeter, but then when I just pulled it into the shed, then it went back up and was charging on 14 again, and it was like the fuel pump was surging a bit. So I wonder if there's just something funky going on with the wiring somewhere. I'll just check there's all the connections and everything are all nice and tight and proper. This 3.6 diff ratio is way better than the 4.4 that was in it. I knew it would be. Like, it actually has some legs now. Like, it was still super revvy. It's only on the little 195, so it's like as soon as you touch the gas it was just trying to get all hairy on you, but made for good fun. This is also LSD instead of a Locky, but I'm super stoked with how it went, and I'm glad that the temperature issue is sorted now. It's not just spewing coolant out all the time. So we'll call it for this video, guys. Cheers for checking this out. And I'd say in the next one we'll be finding out whatever the little wiring issue is. It's pretty much just hurry up and wait for a track day now, so hopefully we can get to the track soon, see what happens.